Testing 1, 2, 3. Good to go? Well, integrity matters to me and it matters to Queenslanders. And what we've seen with the removal of Dr. Stepanov is particularly concerning. When a government gives up on integrity, it gives up on governing in the interests of Queenslanders in favour of governing for their mates. And that's what we've got in Queensland. And in a moment, I'll ask Fiona Simpson, as Shadow Integrity Minister, to make some comments about how important this role is. But let me just paint a little picture of what we have seen and why it is so significant. This is an independent officer who was putting the blowtorch on the murky link with lobbyists for this government, and she's been forced out the door. This is an independent officer who had her possessions raided because she dare question the cabal that's running this state in the shadows, and she's been shown the door. And integrity is something that should matter, and it once did matter to the Premier. And on a day when the Premier should be dealing with a spot fire about integrity, on a day when the Premier should be dealing with the fires surrounding the CCC, she's now got a full-blown integrity inferno, and it's got to be dealt with. And for the Premier to suggest that this isn't a priority, that smacks of third-term arrogance. Over to you, Fiona.
The Integrity Commissioner in Queensland holds a very important role. This role is a statutory office bearer. It's an independent role that's there to hold the government to account on some critical issues. The role particularly is involved with looking at the way lobbyists operate, maintaining a lobbyist register, aspects to do with ministers' diaries and whether they're obeying the law in regard to how they publish lists of who they meet with and the interactions with that lobbyist register. The Integrity Commissioner in Queensland has held this government to account on some really serious issues and has paid a price. The fact that she has been shown the door or been forced out the door by the actions of this government, who sent their goon squad after her office, where there was a raid on her office, where there was a computer we understand has been taken or examined, where the Commissioner of Integrity has raised questions about whether it's been interfered with, where we understand that she had asked for a forensic audit of that computer to see whether files had been accessed. The Integrity Commissioner handles very sensitive information, particularly in regard to the integrity of this government, questions that she's been asking. The fact that she called out the government or asked questions, and it appears very dangerous questions in regard to her role, but doing her job about the way that lobbyists were operating to run the state campaign for the Labor Party out of 1 William Street, the way that lobbyists have been involved with this government, and the questions that the Integrity Commissioner asked have gone to the heart of issues with the way that this government has tried to operate. Now we've seen a situation where the Integrity Commissioner's office, once it was raided, once there was documents or files that were on sensitive computer files that were accessed, and she's called that out. And the fact that we've seen the goon squad go after the Integrity Commissioner and the state government fail to respect the fact that this is a statutory office role, and in fact they've looked the other way and allowed the goon squad to force this woman out the door, a person who is undertaking an important integrity role here in Queensland. This is no minor issue. This is a bombshell. The fact that the Integrity Commissioner of Queensland has been forced out the door, the concerns that she has raised have seen her pay a price, rather than the government listen and say she's only doing her job to hold them to account with respect to these critical issues. This is a bombshell. It's now sparked an absolute inferno in regard to the integrity issues in the way that this government is handling them. Integrity matters, and it matters when a government in fact undermines the very statutory independent roles that are there to keep them honest, and in fact they do the opposite and they force good people doing their role, doing it fearlessly, but forcing them out the door.
Thanks guys. Thank you.